Hello friends, welcome to Lexlore. In this video, we'll be talking about the introductory part of the legal aptitude and legal reasoning. So let's get started. First is, why do we need law? We need law in order to settle disputes in a systematic and in a justifiable way, and to help people live life in a peace and in organized manner, and to provide justice. You see, if we humans are social animal, so human live in a society. So if there is dispute because of some ulterior motives or different intentions of different people, or there is no meeting of minds between two individual or a group of individuals, then disputes may crop up. Now, in order to settle that disputes very systematic way, we need law. Law is a tool to help to make that society in peace. In India, we have constitution, which is the supreme. So constitution is the supreme written document which gives that rule of law will prevail. Whatever is written in the constitution is supreme than any other, like any minister or prime minister or president. Who is supreme? The constitution of India is supreme over them, because the prime minister, the president, the state government, every other bureaucrat derives power from the constitution itself, or the laws which are made in line with the constitution. What is law? So generally we can say that law in general terms is rules and regulations governing the conduct of people. It's a tool to protect from someone who is interfering your rights. So if someone is interfering with my rights, I have a tool called law, which is written in the form of legislation in India. So it acts as a tool. Let us try to understand with the help of an illustration. Here what happens is, Z is playing loud songs due to Saraswati Puja. Y, who is Z neighbor, is getting affected as he is not able to concentrate for his exams. So here Y has the right to be in a peaceful environment and to study for his exams, and Z also has the right to play loud songs or play songs. But when Z is playing loud songs which is interfering with the right of Y, because Y also have a right to be in a peaceful environment and study, then what is happening here? Z is violating Y right to be in a peaceful environment. So you can see how Z is taking advantage of his right, because of which Y right is getting affected. So law will come in place here, and Y may sue Z for infringing his right. So from this we can take away that where there is a right, there is a corresponding duty to others. Because here what is happening? Z has a right to play songs, but Z has a corresponding duty that he will not interfere in someone other's right. So when Z is playing loud song which is interfering with the Y right to be in peaceful environment, then Z is breaching his own corresponding duty. So whenever we talk about right, there is always a corresponding duty to others. Now let us understand the working of legal system in India. We have a hierarchy. At the top we have the Supreme Court at the central level, which is at Delhi. After that we have high courts. So every state have high court, although Punjab and Haryana have a common high court situated at Chandigarh. And below to high court we have lower courts. So there may be various lower courts like district court or municipal court or subdivision court. So every state have a different set of lower courts. Now the person who is moving to court, first he will go to the lower court because it is the most is at the bottom one. So the person who is moving to lower court will be known as plaintiff, and the person who will be defending, like plaintiff, will move to the lower court against defendant. So defendant will counter plaintiff at the lower court. Suppose lower court gives a decision in favor of the plaintiff. Now plaintiff is very happy with the decision of the lower court. Then defendant will move to the high court. Now when defendant will move to the high court, he will become the petitioner or the appellant in the high court. Plaintiff will become respondent. Now suppose high court will give decision in favor of the respondent. Then the petitioner will again go to the Supreme Court. The one who is approaching the Supreme Court will be known as petitioner or the appellant, and the one who is responding to, one who is contending from the other side, will be known as respondent. Now Supreme Court also suppose gives decision in favor of the petitioner. Now this is final. The Supreme Court decision is final. No more appeals in that. Now let us understand the different kind of laws. Different kind of rights give different kinds of wrong. Why? Because there are different kind of rights. Every husband has a right towards his wife, towards his family members. Similarly, every statesman, for example, a minister, has a right towards his citizens to work in the most efficient and accountable manner. There are different kinds of right and there are therefore different kind of wrongs, because when such right is getting affected, then it is leading to different kind of wrong as well. To let us understand it more clearly, in India we can broadly categorize laws in two factions. First is the civil laws, second is the criminal laws. Civil laws are not that harsh. Criminal laws are harsh in nature. Why criminal laws are harsh? Because in criminal law, there is an understanding that in society, when many people are living together, they must be living in peace. Now, if any crime happens, for example, a murder happens in a society, then other people lives in a fear. So, murder is a very grave offense and therefore it is harsh in nature, and therefore it has been categorized under criminal law. In civil laws, damages is the remedy which is being provided when someone violates someone's right. For example, if I go to a showroom and buy a Honda City and later I don't pay the full amount, then it is affecting that particular showroom's interest, and the showroom has right to recover that amount from me. So this will come under civil law category, and since I have violated the showroom's right, then showroom can take damages in form of rupees, compensation, dollars from me. In criminal law, we have remedy as not only fine in terms of damages to the person who has suffered, in terms of money who has suffered the damages, but also imprisonment. Why such imprisonment is there? Because the crime, that the offense which has been committed is very grave. Now, in order to prevent others or to give a lesson to others, to give a strong message to the society, there is punishment, so that the person who is accused understand the kind of wrong which he has committed. In civil laws, example is trespass. Now, suppose if, for example, if someone enters into a minister's home without his permission, then such violation is categorized as trespass. Here what is happening is individual right is getting affected, that particular minister right is getting violated. In criminal law, we have example of killing someone, for example murder. So in case of murder, societal interest is getting violated, because in society everyone has the right to live in a very peaceful and in an organized manner. Let us understand the nomenclature of case. Now, whenever we hear that there is a case, so the kind of nomenclature which is being used, it is important to understand. In civil case, suppose, so civil case, individual right is getting affected. Suppose there is a situation of Z and Y, which I have already discussed. Y will initiate a case against Z because Y is getting affected because of Z playing loud voice. The case name will be Y versus Z. Suppose in a family, Mr. Anand and Mrs. Anand gets into a fight and there is a fight because of some money consideration, then the case will be named as Mr. Anand versus Mrs. Anand. In criminal case, what happens? That the state come into picture instead of individual, because it is believed that the societal interest has been violated, so the state will take action against that particular offender. For example, in Rajasthan, some Z person is accused of crime. Then Z will go to the court for bail so that he will get relief from the court. Then the case name will be Z versus State of Rajasthan. Let us understand this with a situation. Here what is happening is A, B, C, D and E with the intention to rob Mr. P house in night. Here all the people A to E has entered into Mr. P's house with an intention to rob. So this is a crime. So here the case will be like State of Rajasthan versus A, B, C, D and E. Next is the essentials for approaching the court. There are few important ingredients must be fulfilled before someone approaches a court. It is not that anyone can approach a court. There must be a cause. Let us understand it more clearly. First is the existence of a legal right. Now there must be a legal right. You see, legal. So existence of right is not only important, it should be legal right. And what is legal right? A right which is recognized under law. Such right is known as legal right. So if there is a violation of that legal right, then it results into legal injury. That injury is recognized by law and therefore it is known as legal injury. And if there is a legal injury, then there is a liability of the other person towards the person who has been subjected to legal injury. Now, violation of legal right gives to cause of action. A cause of action is a term quite frequently been used in legal language. So what is the cause of such action? Like action to move to the court. So there must be a cause, and cause will arise when there is a violation of legal right. For example, public nuisance, high music is being played or gambling is going on in the society, then it is creating public nuisance to public at large. Then the person who is suffering from public nuisance may approach to the court. Other is cheating. If the showroom owner gets cheated by me, then the showroom owner may go to the court because I have cheated him. Locus standi. What is the meaning of locus standi? Let's find out. Locus standi means position of a person as a matter of right to stand before a court of law for a legal right. Like, what is your standing to the court? So the court may ask you why you are here. So you must be prepared that yes, you have a legal right, there has been a violation of legal right leading to cause of action, and therefore you have a locus standi. Capacity to sue and be sued. Sue means to file a case. Now who can sue? First is the natural person. Men, women, children can sue. Second is the artificial or juristic person, like companies. Sahara, Kingfisher, SBI, PNB, like that. And recently, if you must be aware, Uttarakhand High Court has passed a judgment that the Ganga, Yamuna and the hills, mountains also have the fundamental right. Entities also come under juristic person. What about minors? You see, there can be three kind of persons. First is the major, the one who is 18 years or above 18 years old. Minors are the one who is less than 18 years old. So someone who is 17 years and 12 months is a minor, but someone who is 18 years 1 month is a major. And third is the unsound mind. So person who are mentally sick, they are not able to interpret normal working, then they are of unsound mind, insane persons. Now minors can be sued by anyone. They are incompetent to contract. Minors cannot go and enter into a contract with anybody because such contract will be void ab initio. I will be dealing with this when I will be dealing with the contract lecture in detail. In case of civil matter, parents, guardians are liable. For example, in a society where children are playing, children hits a 6 and that ball goes and harms the neighbor's window, then the neighbor may sue the father of that particular children. So parents and guardians are liable. Unsound mind, as I said, insane person, the ones who are not able to understand the basic because of their mental status, they are immune from criminal law. So unsound mind is a defense in criminal law. They also cannot enter into a contract because minors and unsound mind, it is believed that they don't have that particular amount of maturity with them that they can enter into a contract, and therefore they are kept aside. Thank you for a patient listening. If you like the video, please do share and subscribe, and if you have any query or suggestion, please write on the comment below.